You are welcome to World Info News on Brighter Brand TV. I am Precious Akira. Here are some of the latest happening in Nigeria and beyond. Former Nigerian Minister of Power, Saleh Mamman, has been sentenced to 75 years in prison by Justice James Omotosho of the Federal High Court. He was convicted of a 12-count corruption charge involving 22 billion related to the Mambilla and Zungeru hydroelectric power projects. The court ruled that the prison terms will run consecutively, directing security agencies to arrest Mamman. The former minister was ordered to forfeit all recovered assets to the federal government and refund the remaining balance of the misappropriated funds. The Inspector General of Police, Tunji Disu, has issued a nationwide directive that bans points of sale (POS) operators from functioning within 200 meters of any police station. This decision was made following allegations of extortion linked to certain police personnel as part of the efforts of the police to curb such illicit activities within the force. There was tension in Tthe, Ogun State, following allegations that police officers brutalized the student union president of the Ogun State Institute of Technology and several other students. The injured students are said to be receiving treatment at a hospital, though the specific cause of the confrontation remains unclear. In response to the incident, concerned residents and students have continued to demand answers from the authorities.
They have decided our voice. They have decided to intimidate us. They have decided to do without doing anything. Without doing anything.
When this one is looking like this, how would the FHFA and the SCG president is still inside currently? He has been beaten down. Even the DPO was part of the people beating the SCG president right at the station, and the student union government is still inside. And you're calling yourself a friend to the citizens, to the students of Nigeria.
The Edo State Special Security Squad have arrested 12 suspected cultists over the killing of a student at the University of Benin main gate. This operation was a direct response to recent violence around the university. The suspects are currently in custody as part of an ongoing effort to address security concerns related to cult activities in the region. In addition to the arrest, security forces have sealed off 2 apartments that were allegedly used for cult initiation ceremonies and are continuing to monitor the situation to prevent further incidents and ensure the safety of the students.
Team in Uniband campus main gate led us into actions as in going around the environs of football, and during our operations we were able to apprehend some suspected persons anyway, not actually connected to the act, but we have to profile them, so we handed them over to the police for proper profiling before they will be left to go or to face the wrath of the law.
The squad also sealed off 2 buildings located at Eodia along Airport Road and Eomore quarters in the Ubowo area over alleged court-related activities. According to Noah Idemudia, the action followed credible intelligence reports indicating that cult initiation activities were being held at the locations, with some occupants allegedly resisting security operatives during the operation.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) sent the University of Uyo Teaching Hospital in Akwa Ibom State into panic following a raid on the facility. According to reports, the mission to arrest a senior official for alleged financial misconduct caused health workers and patients to flee, leaving some wards unattended after reports of gunshots and the presence of armed operatives.
On 1st of May 2026, the EFCC personnel came into my office and they introduced himself. He came alone, introduced himself, and told me that he was coming to collect that response. I told him that the response was ready in drafts. I showed it to him, and he saw it, and I told him that what was left was for me to show to my chief medical director, who is the chief executive officer of this institution, before I would put it on it would be printed on the stamp and signed and handed over to him. He pretended to have accepted that because he went out of my office barely 2 minutes after. He came in again, but this time around with another personnel holding gun, and he told me that I was under arrest. I asked him why. I was not the one that issued the medical report. My name is not on the medical report. The report was not issued from my unit, and I'm not a criminal, I'm not a suspect, and your organization did not address the letter to me, so why am I under arrest? He said, when you get to office, you will say all that. I said, okay, can you wait for my office staff I sent on errand to come back to office before I join you? They said, no, you cannot wait. They started pushing me, they dragged me out of the office. And when they dragged me out of the office to the walkway, I started crying. And people that heard the cry came. The EFCC operative said, I must not say anything. I must not make call. When people heard my cry and came to the scene, I could not tell the hospital, my colleagues in the hospital that came, that these are EFCC personnel. They were holding gun behind and in front of me. They were dragging me out. They phoned, the EFCC personnel phoned their office for what they call reinforcement. And it wasn't a long time after their call, I saw many masked and armed men came violently, broke the protector, threatened the people that were around, and people ran away, and they beat some staff that were still by me, and they dragged me and the other staff, 5 of us, into their van. We were inside the van. I was so emotionally and psychologically traumatized.
Before we continue, kindly subscribe to this channel, like this video and share with friends. Thank you. The Joint Admission and Matriculation Board (JAMB) has announced that mathematics is no longer a compulsory requirement for admission into all university courses. In a conversation with Tthe, JAMB's Director of Public Affairs and Protocol, Fabian Benjamin, clarified that this change applies specifically to certain courses, meaning that while mathematics remain necessary for many programs, it will no longer be mandatory for others.
He also alluded to the fact that, look, based on what was done last year, certain waiver, the issue of mathematics for certain programs. For instance, you want to read Hausa language in university today, you don't need mathematics. Before, you must have a credit in mathematics. And unlike, if you go to London, you want to read Hausa or Arabic or CRA, you don't need mathematics. Mathematics has no any bearing in those programs. That has been waived.
Tthe University has officially released a statement to deny the viral social media allegations involving a Catholic priest and a female student. The university clarified that the reports of inappropriate or sexual activity are false, misleading, and sensationalized. Instead, the school explained that the commotion seen in viral clips was actually a security confrontation caused by internal leadership tension and the presence of unidentified armed men on campus. The university further explained that the rumors likely originated when one of the priests ran into a female hostel to seek safety while escaping the chaos of the security confrontation. Officials emphasized that no immoral act occurred and warned the public against the continued spread of unverified and damaging reports. Ghana have initiated an emergency evacuation of its citizens from South Africa due to a wave of xenophobic attacks targeting foreign Africans. President John Mahama approved the immediate rescue of 300 distressed Ghanaians who had previously registered for evacuation with the Ghana High Commission in Pretoria. That is all on the World Info News today. Which story stood out for you? Catch Celebrity Gist later this evening. I am Precious Adira, reporting for Brighter Brand TV.